Your third album is coming in about a month or something. End of Suffering, and you said it's the most important album of all your albums. Why is that?
It's definitely the most personal, and I think we found a space amongst ourselves when we were writing it to just really relax into who we were at the minute, and also there was a time, we slowed the entire process down, so we had time to let some of the songs develop, and that meant that usually we finish a song and then it's just cut, really, isn't it? And we just throw it on the wall and then it's done. A few songs went on the wall and they came back down, and that happened quite a few times until we were really happy with them. So yeah, it's
good. So you're breaking the curse of your third album. You've made so many bands. You had so many bands with only 2 albums, and now it's the third one. Was it just to break the curse, or is it just for the music actually?
It's definitely for the music, but we made a pact when we started this band that no matter what happened, we were gonna do 3 albums. Even if after album 1 we fell out and we didn't want to speak again, I made him promise he would give me 2 more. So yeah, we made it, and it is honestly though, I think when you're in a band, 1 album isn't enough, 2 albums even isn't always enough music for people to get into. With 3 albums, you've got like over 30 songs there. People can listen and they can really see you as an artist. They can understand like the very like, just how different you can be. And with this record again, we've challenged ourselves and our fan base again, so which is important, I think.
Dean, you still want to be in a band with him after the third album?
No comment. No, of course I do. No, I think even more so, like every time we make one, I think we learn a bit more about each other, but also about writing together. So pretty much finishing this one, it's like, let's make another one. Like you immediately want, and we need to give it time. But yeah, no, I think hopefully another 3 at least.
3?
Well, no,
just
like
3
the next
more.
3. Here's to the next 3.
So Frank, you've been talking a lot about mental health and about your own personal struggles.
Yeah.
What made the change that you actually want to talk about it now?
I think the fact that no one was really. I'm good with words. I like talking. And I found that the minute I was able to vocalize and externalize those problems, I felt a lot better about them. I almost had some form of control over them. It's like the minute you take it out of yourself, it's a little bit easier to manage, and that's kind of all you can really do with mental health issues is just manage them, because they're always going to be there. You never know when you're going to get triggered. Even if you come to terms with something and you start getting better, anything can set you back. We live constantly through traumas. Life is difficult. It's the very nature of it. You fall in love, people die. Like, it's a hard thing to go through. So yeah, I wanted to talk about it because there wasn't really anyone talking about it, and I think that the only way we're gonna sort of make it accepted is to smash the stigma and break some of the taboos around it. And the first one is that as men, we're taught that you have 2 options. You can be silent or you can be violent, and neither of those really work for me anymore. So I figure let's try and talk and be peaceful. That's probably a better option. So
I feel like there's somehow like a little kind of like a wave in like this sort of topic in like heavier, harder music lately, especially with bands like Idols or maybe Cancerbrats and stuff, who actually talk about this as well. You feel like that's sort of like a new wave coming?
Definitely, 100%. We were talking with Lee from Idols about this just 2 weeks ago, and we were both just kind of just hugging and saying like, keep doing what you're doing, and he was saying the same to us, because we know that one of the things that has always been a staple among the rock community is competition. For some reason bands like they always find themselves in direct competition with each other, and that is ridiculous, because we're all creating different music. It's the same genre, but we're all unique in our own way, and it doesn't really matter who's doing better than anyone else. with this is very, very important. We need more bands to speak up about the same issue, because everybody that does, it empowers more people, you know, and that's what we want to do, is just give power to the people that are really, really struggling every day when they wake up, you know.
How is it for you and the band to can you like relate to all of that, what you, Frank, are going through, or is it hard to understand?
No, I think it's really useful for us guys. Like we don't talk as much as Frank in what we do, so we're used to like playing instruments to get that out. But actually, I think Frank is patiently and like putting the effort into us to like all help us get better at vocalizing the same issues that we have. Like everyone in the band deals with all these same issues in their own way. So I think you're kind of like our like therapist without realizing it. So it helps us to feel empowered to talk about it more. And I'm specifically trying to get better at it, but not as good as Frank yet.
Is that going to be part of the album as well, like this sort of topic?
Yeah, the album is about the last 2 years of my life, and the last 2 years of my life are when my sort of mental health kind of went catastrophic, you know. I was dealing with a lot of things that I couldn't really process very well, and that led me to have just, you know, to internalize more and more of it and really to crush it down. And I didn't have any outlet. I'm a man. The patriarchy has dictated that I don't really have many ways to express my emotions. You know, we're never really taught how to love. Like it's a difficult thing. So all of a sudden I was just like, had this weight of problems within me and I had nowhere to put it. So I just wrote about it. So the album that's why it's so important, is because it's just there. It's current, isn't it? It's literally like the most, the freshest problems that we had. So
looking like in the future, like 10 years from now, where do you see yourselves and the band?
10 years, wow. I mean, we've done a lot. We're 5 years in now.
Yeah, so it's only 10 years. Well, 10 years from now, that's quite a lot.
Imagine this times 2.
We should be on album 9 at least. Although I'm hoping we'll get quicker and do a couple of double albums. So.
We'll probably be touring like the moon, or something. You know, probably be playing some space shows and fingers
basically,
crossed.
Still making music is the answer for sure. But in what world that exists, I don't know. Yeah.
We just want to be. I mean, when you start a band, you start it for fun, yeah. And then when things start going well, you suddenly realise that, I've got some keys here to open some new doors. We just want to keep opening all the doors. We just want to go everywhere. We want to do everything. We want to play to our fans, and we want to keep talking about things that are important to people that maybe they don't have the courage to talk about, to show them it's okay. It's okay to not feel right. It's okay to not feel well. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be fearful. Just the strength is within you, and the first step is to talk about it. So
you feel like you and the Rattlesnakes are the place for you to talk about this? Because when we met 2 years ago, you said you had all these bands before because you felt right in this band at this moment, and then you didn't see the world the same anymore, and you made a different band. So you feel like this is where you can vocalize all that?
I mean, 100%. It helps that with this band specifically, I put my name on the front of it, so there wasn't anything to hide behind. It had to be my opinion. It had to be quite divisive, and then obviously like the band is Dean and I, and we've got amazing players who they're our forever band probably until they decide to leave. But yeah, with it's always with Rattlesnakes. It was 100%. If I needed to talk about it, Dean was just super open to me. Yeah. So this is definitely my band. I'm staying put now. Like he ain't going nowhere. Like